this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be assembling some pages that already have Peekaboo Pockets adhered, and we're going to put our page protectors on top. I'm going to show you how I do that and how I accommodate those Peekaboo Pockets so that the Peekaboo Pockets are adhered to the page rather than the page protector. I just feel like it's kind of flimsy that way. Anyway, let's check out my album for it. This is volume 2 of my Oahu series of albums, and I'm going to go ahead and get those assembled for you, at least a few of them, so you get the idea. And then you'll have to check out the flip through of the entire album so you can see how all of them come together. All right? Thanks so much for joining me. Let's check out my workspace. All right, this is my workspace for today, and this is my nearly completed volume 2 of our Hawaii series. And this cover set is from a few years ago. I think this was the vitamin C cover set. And when we first started talking about possibly going to Hawaii, I went ahead and bought this and set it aside, and it's been waiting patiently for me to get around to it for a very long time. So I was excited to be able to finally use this cute cover set for these pictures to go with this series. At any rate, today we're going to adhere some of the Peekaboo Pockets or we're going to put the page protectors on the pages that have the Peekaboo Pockets, and some of them are already attached and some of them are not. So I'm just going to take you through that as quickly as possible just to give you an idea of how this works. Now, sometimes you have to kind of manhandle things and kind of curve your pages to make things work, but I'm gonna show you how I do it, and if you develop a better system, maybe you can comment and let me know how you do it and see if we can all get better at it. I take a piece of chipboard. This is the standard cardboard that you get inside many CM packages of paper and other things. And I have a ton of this kind of around because I don't tend to throw it out. So I have this easily accessible. Your CM trimmer will cut this. If you if you're diligent and you don't mind going over and over and over a cut, it will definitely cut this. I just cut this piece in half. I'm going to cut another one so that I have a 12-inch piece, and I have something that's a little smaller. So this piece right here is about 6 3/4 this way, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it again at about 6 inches. These are rough measurements. I really don't know if I might need a different size or not, but most of my page protector or my Peekaboo Pockets are going to be the 4x6, so that's why I'm going with that. Okay, I have an extra piece I'm just going to sort of toss to the side, and I'm going to put my trimmer to the side as well because we're not going to be using that much in this video. Okay, so first of all, you're also going to need an X-Acto knife. So I have this one that I've had for a number of years. It's probably not the sharpest tool in my toolbox, but it does the job, and it's, rather pointy. So you just want something that's going to be fairly sharp so that you can get your cuts done on the first pass. Okay, so this is the first page in my album that has a Peekaboo Pocket, and it has a small one right over here, this one. And so it's right on the edge, which may or may not be helpful to our cause. What we may end up doing is just sort of cutting the page protector so that it I guess what I'm trying to say is the page protector may not actually cover this small section of my page right here. But at any rate, let's go ahead and slip the page protector on. There's a couple of tricks for slipping page protectors on if you're not familiar. Let me just show you. So you can use, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking ahead and didn't plan for this part. So this was just something that came to mind as I was looking at this page. If you take a piece of cardstock, a couple pieces of cardstock, and put one on top and one on the bottom of your page. See how I've got all these that are kind of sticking up because they've got foam squares on them and what have you. Sometimes that can be a little bit painful to try to slip a page protector onto, right? So we, to make our lives a little bit easier, what you can do is just cover each side with an extra piece of cardstock, and then you slip the page protector over the cardstock as well as your page, and then it goes on so much more smoothly. Ta-da! Just like that, right? Then we're going to slip the cardstock out. Let me take it out of the other side before I forget. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our page protector on there, but we've got our Peekaboo Pocket kind of locked in, which is not what we want. We want to be able to cut our page protector so that the Peekaboo Pocket can come out freely. So I'm going to take a piece of chipboard and I'm going to put it underneath here. And I'm going to put it right along the edge of where my Peekaboo Pocket is. Okay, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, which moved over here, and I'm going to very carefully cut a slit from the very edge of my Peekaboo Pocket, which in this case almost goes to the edge of my page protector, all the way down to the end of that Peekaboo Pocket. Okay, so I've got a slit in my page protector now. Almost. I didn't quite get through it there.
Alright, awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. Bye.
Okay. All the way down like that. And it's very, very close to the edge right here, so that's why I was saying we may just end up having to having the Peekaboo Pocket not be a part of. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think and speak at the same time. It's not working very well today. Okay. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to just break that. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have the little bit of the page protector in my fingers there. I'm going to flip that outside of the page protector, and then what I'm going to do is grab a little bit of my vellum adhesive. I'm going to see if my vellum adhesive will work best, or it might be that my repositionable adhesive works best, but I'm going to put just a tiny bit of it right here. If I can, just a tiny bit right there so that I can put the page protector back on there and enable me to open that Peekaboo Pocket. Okay, so the Peekaboo Pocket is adhered to my page, not the page protector, but the page, and now it is through and able to be flipped open to be able to see what's underneath it. All right, so there's one. We're going to move on to this one right here. So this is a 12 by 6 or 6 by 12 Peekaboo Pocket that has been already attached to my page. This one is a little bit trickier in that I have to get this Peekaboo pocket that already has the kind of the jeeping edge. I don't really call that jeeping, but I guess you could call it jeeping, on it, which means it's not going to fit traditionally because this has a jeeping edge on it as well. So what I'm going to try to do, and I know you can't see this very well just now, but what I'm going to try to do is sort of curve it to get it through so that I can get my page protector on. I don't typically adhere my 6x12 Peekaboo Pockets until after I've got my page protectors on, but I did in this case because this was a video I did for you guys. So some of this is experimental. So you can see how I've got it curved inside there, see? And I'm just working it gradually over the top of the page and the page protector with it being kind of curved just slightly. Now it's getting caught on the other side. You just have to go really slow sometimes when you're pulling these on, especially when you have this type of a challenge. Generally, the page protectors are fairly forgiving, but you have to, you know, be kind to them. A little bit at a time, working your way. It is helpful if you keep it curved, keep your page in there curved the same way so that the page protector doesn't want to peel off, because we don't want it to peel off. We want it to stay adhered to the page. Mine is halfway on and not wanting to go the rest of the way. I have to be cognizant of what's going on the other side. So I'm not, because I don't have any paper covering my photos on this side. Okay. Well, the good news is that the Peekaboo Pocket is now outside of the page protector. So we're in the home stretch, as they say. Everything looks good over here still. So gradually getting there, sliding a little easier. Yeah, that's all the way on now. Okay, so I'm just going to run my finger down here and kind of make sure that that is still stuck where it needs to be stuck, and it looks like it is. So that folds back in nicely. Good. Sometimes this feels a little bit like acrobatics. Okay, so here's a 6x12 Peekaboo Pocket that I did for Waimea Falls that is not attached yet. That was smart. And that's mostly because it's going to go horizontally, so I need to, there's no way that I could have attached this to my page and then made the page protector work. No way that I'm aware of anyway. This piece right here, I'm trying to remember where I was going to put this, but I think it went over the top of this on this side. I believe that's the case. So let's go ahead and put the page protector on. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking correctly. Okay, let me make sure that this is where this was going to go. Yeah, I think it's this tree right here. No, it's not, but that's a similar looking tree. Where was this taken? Well, so this side is talking about this whole garden area, this large expanse of grass. So yeah, I am going to put it right there. So I'm just going to take the cellophane off the back of this. We're going to stick it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it, fold it over, and then place it on here where I want it. So I'm going to center it on the photos on the page. And then go ahead and stick it down. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is put my Peekaboo Pocket on there. First of all, let's go ahead and use our cardstock, because that will just make my life a lot easier. Okay, so we're gonna, because oh yes, because there's palm trees on the other side that would just be really difficult. Not impossible, mind you. You don't have to do it this way, but they would have the potential of making life a little bit difficult. Okay, so we're just going to slip the page protector on. Quickly, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my cardstock out from this side, and then my cardstock out from this side we're working on. Okay, now I'm going to take my chipboard again, and I'm going to place it right along the top of where that Peekaboo Pocket is located. Okay, so I've got my Peekaboo, or my page protector is where it needs to go. My Peekaboo Pocket is adhered. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut just a tiny bit beyond where the Peekaboo Pocket actually ends. I'm going to come just a little bit beyond on this side too. Okay, then I'm going to slip this out, and I'm going to carefully, so I don't damage the page protector, I'm going to take my Peekaboo Pocket and I'm going to bring it back up like this, and then bring it back through the page protector. Just like that. Okay, so now it's on the outside, but it's attached to my page. And this piece, this one, is going to go across the top here, so it can be opened up this way. So I'm going to take my cellophane off. And for those of you who may have been frustrated because I didn't show you this when I did the video to do this, let me just explain that I just can't. Okay, this is not going on the way I want it, and the adhesive on these is really good, so as soon as it comes in contact with anything, it's going to stick down. So just try to make sure it's in the right place before you set it. But anyway, I apologize that I wasn't able to get this fully completed for you, but without putting the page protector on right away, it's not possible. So I'm hoping that this is helpful to you, and that when you go back, or when you see this video, you're able to remember how this is done and do it for yourself. All right, so our next one we have a Peekaboo pocket over here. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble or get my page protector put on this page. This is a process and it does take a little bit of time, which is also another reason why I didn't include it in the video where I did the initial layout, because the video would have been that much longer for you to watch. And unless you are focusing on trying to do this right at that time, then there's no reason, you know, for you to have to watch how this is done. I always wait and do my titles after I've put the album together. I don't know why, that's just something that I've always done. And because I wait to do that, I just do these Peekaboo Pockets after all that is in here, after I've journaled, all of that. Okay, so this piece is going to be too big to fit where I need it to fit. So I'm going to grab that scrap that I had, and I'm going to cut my scrap piece just a little bit more narrow so that it fits more easily in there, because really I only need the edge of it, right? So I've got my page protector on. I'm going to go ahead and slip my chipboard. I probably should have just gone the other direction, but that's okay. I'm going to slip my chipboard in so that it's even with the top of my Peekaboo pocket, which you can see over here. Let me see if I can get this a little more in the middle for you, but you can see how everything's shiny. So kind of from the edge of my page here again, which I'm not sure why I keep doing that, but I seem to like to put these right on the edge. I'm going to go ahead and cut right along my chipboard without going too far down, because I don't want to cut my page that's underneath it. I only want to cut right along the Peekaboo pocket, right? And I'm gonna, because this is just a teeny little spot right there on the edge, it's just easier to go ahead and flip that up, and then I'll use a little bit of my vellum again to adhere that down, so my Peekaboo pocket's not going to be flipping up and all over the place. Okay, so there's my, so that my page protector, is not flipping up, and it won't tear either, which is also another important thing. Okay, so there we've got that one. Let's move on to the next one, which is here. All right, so this was when we were snorkeling. And on this page, we've got 2 Peekaboo pockets. And these 2 Peekaboo pockets are going to form a waterfall coming over this photo on the bottom of this page. So again, the first thing we're going to do is put our page protector on. So let me grab my cardstock again. We're going to put this over the top and over the back. And we're going to slip the page protector over the top. Okay, so just like that, let's go ahead and grab the cardstock from the back. cardstock from the front. Now, this is a brochure pocket that's over here on this side, or actually I think I did use a Peekaboo pocket instead of a brochure pocket for this because there wasn't a brochure pocket small enough. And those are not in our everyday line. Those were a special buy off of one of our buffets. So the next time that you see an adhesive buffet or something like that going on, I would definitely check it out because you'll find really unique items like that that are not sold all the time, that you can pick up and keep in your stash. Okay, so we've got this lovely picture of my husband after we went snorkeling, having a snack. And then after we went snorkeling, we actually went for a little boat ride, we sailed down the island to get a better look at Diamond Head. So that's what this is. And this one goes first because this was the long distance, and then we got closer and got this great picture. And then this was just kind of an additional picture of me holding one of the items they pulled up from the ocean. Okay, so these, actually I should have put this on my page before I covered it. So I'm just going to slip this back off, and we'll go ahead and put these on in their order. And I'm going to do one at a time, no, how am I going to do this? So let me just think here for a second. So I'm going to cover up the photo with the Peekaboo Pocket the first time through, or with the first Peekaboo Pocket. Then I'm going to adhere this one. And all these little bits of cellophane are going to drive me insane because the static electricity, they just stick to everything. Okay, so keeping that adhesive flap over the top of my photos, over that opening. These are going to be adhered just about a ½ an inch higher than the other ones, or than the other Peekaboo Pocket. Okay, so I've got one and I've got two. All right, and actually that should have gone up just a little bit higher. Let me see if I can do that so that those can flip correctly, because I don't want the bottom one to not be able to flip. So I'm going to put the edge of the Peekaboo Pocket right along the edge of the top one that's down, and that way, so it's a little bit more than a ½ an inch, but they can both go up like that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to replace this page protector over top. Okay, we're going to cut the first one, or the top one first. So and I'm going to use this more narrow piece of cardstock. I'm going to stick this in here, right along the top of my Peekaboo Pocket. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and cut, again, just beyond the Peekaboo Pocket. Hold it down so that it doesn't buckle. And be careful that you're not cutting all the way into your page. You only want to cut the plastic. Okay, so there's the first one, and I'm going to take this top picture and we're going to carefully help it bend, whoops, because that is adhered to some, oh, that's coming right off. All right, hold on just a second. My vellum that is adhered to is coming up because it was not adhered all the way down. Came off from over here and from over there. So it needs more. And I'm just going to, because it's underneath my picture, I'm going to add a little bit of permanent adhesive so that it stays put. Okay, so I'm not going to add it out here on the edge. Out here on the edge, I'm going to add more vellum adhesive so we can make sure that that stays down. And I may need to add, actually let's add a little bit more vellum adhesive on this end too, because that seems like it's part of the issue that this is not staying put. Okay, bear with me here a second. I'm having to do some maintenance. This is going to go underneath. Burnishing that in so that it will stick well. Okay, and then here, just making sure that that permanent adhesive sticks well. Okay, I'm going to stick this back in. There. And then we'll bring this back over top. Hold on, it's caught on the other side. There it goes. Okay. There we go. All right, now I'm going to come in here like I was going to do before and take this top photo and bring it up to this opening and carefully slide it through the page protector. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take our cardstock again, our chipboard again, and this time, ooh, okay, so my page protector is tearing, which is not surprising since I've kind of put it through its paces here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it an opening. I'll cut an opening here for the next Peekaboo pocket, which might be just a little bit tricky because I don't want to cut the Peekaboo pocket. And I have to hold the page protector down so that it doesn't tear any further. Okay, so now we're going to pull this Peekaboo pocket up carefully and out. Okay, so now we have, this is going to be very hard to see and I apologize, but so we have this piece of our page protector that I need to go ahead and adhere down. So I'm just going to use a little bit of vellum adhesive again to adhere that down so it stays. Then I'm going to flip this first Peekaboo pocket down and we're going to add another little bit of vellum adhesive here to stick down this other bit of page protector on top. Okay, now there's no real way to not see that, and I apologize for that, but that's just the way it is. So you could maybe get a small little embellishment and cover that up if you really want to. Because of the base being so dark, that's just going to show. But I'd rather have it stuck down than not, so I'm just going to leave it that way. If it bothers you though, you could certainly put another embellishment there, even put an embellishment, tiny one, on top of the page protector, and that would be fine. All right, moving on to our next one. Here we go. Okay, so this was Pearl Harbor. I took, I think it was Roberta who suggested, maybe it was Cynthia, I apologize that I'm not remembering who it was that suggested that I photocopy the back of my postcard, but you can see that I did just that. I photocopied the back of my postcard because it was going the wrong direction. So I want to put this in horizontally like this, and when I was flipping it over, this was upside down and in this corner down here. So I took it and I photocopied it on my laser copier that I have, and then cut it so that it was the same size, and just slipped it in right on top of my postcard. So you almost can't even tell that there's two pieces of paper in there. What I love about this is, for some reason, I don't know if my copier is just more sensitive or what, but you can actually see the seeping oil from the Arizona that's right here. Much better. Excuse me, much better in the photocopy that I made than you could on the original postcard that I copied it from, which I think is really interesting. But since that is kind of the point of this whole explanation that's right here, I thought that was really nice that turned out so well. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and slip my page protector on here. You may recall that the other side of this has this really large Peekaboo pocket on it, with that book of postcards of Pearl Harbor on it. So we're going to need to be cognizant of that as we slip this page protector on, and make sure that we're careful not to catch stuff. So this is not staying together. Let me help it a little bit. There we go. Like that. And like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just attach this to the top right here so that we can lift it up and read my journaling and read the information on the back of the postcard. I can't imagine mailing this large of a postcard in the mail, but it does say put a first class stamp on it, so I suppose it can be mailed. It's just really big. So anyway, here we go. I'm just going to center this up here at the top again, like I did the other one. And it's, like I said, very sensitive adhesive, so I'm trying to get that to go straight across the top. Okay, there we go. So that one's done. And This I'm okay with covering. I'm not going to open it or anything like that. If we want to get that out, it shouldn't be too much trouble to reach under there and slide it in and out. But I don't foresee us really taking that in and out of here much. I do have another Peekaboo pocket up here at the top we're going to do. And it's very close to the edge at the top. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to, oh, there's one on the other side too. So this is a double-sided one. So let's use our cardstock again. And I know this video is getting long, but hopefully I've shown you enough samples of how to do this that you will be able to do it for yourselves in your own albums. Okay, so there's one and here's two. And we just need to get up here to the top to cut right along there. And I need to be able to see that a little bit better. So I'm going to stand up. And I'm sorry if I'm blocking what you're trying to see. I'm hoping I'm not blocking too much. But I really do need to be able to see where this is. Okay. So again, just going in and cutting the plastic, trying to stay right along the edge of that chipboard. So that it will cut through. I am not satisfied that I've gotten it all the way across because I haven't. This initially did not go all the way in. Weird. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, let's get this. There we go. There's our Peekaboo pocket. Now, you could just adhere your Peekaboo pocket to the outside with these, especially if they're nice and light, like that little receipt is going to be nice and light. But if it's anything heavier than a receipt, I highly recommend that you do what I've done here and adhere it to your page, because if you don't, it can tear your Peekaboo or tear your page protector, which you don't want to do. Okay, so here's my Peekaboo pocket down here. Just going to slowly and carefully cut that slit. The chipboard lifts the page protector up off of your page, so you're less likely to cut the page that you've worked so hard to complete. All right, there we go. So there's that cute little receipt. And let's see, I think I had an extra page protector in there I didn't need, because we only needed one for that page. Okay, so we have one more we need to do, and that's this one from our turtle experience. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere both of these. Now this one I changed. So when I did this video, I used a 5x7, and I had cut my memorabilia just a little bit so that I could offset it inside the Peekaboo Pocket, because it was too tall for the 5x7 Peekaboo Pocket. Then I remembered I had this unique size, which again was from a special buffet, and this is 4x8. This is 4x8. So it was more able to accommodate my memorabilia, although because I had cut it, it did help because it did overlap by about 1/2 inch right here. So, but I went ahead and changed it to this size because it just seemed like it was a better fit for my space on my page and for my memorabilia. So if you have, you know, a more appropriate sized Peekaboo Pocket, by all means use that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down to my page first, and I'm putting it right along the edge of the jeeping, as close to the jeeping as I can, and almost to the top, but not quite up here. Okay, because I'm going to flip this out when I put my page protector on so that it will go back easily. Now I have two Peekaboo Pockets of the cute little turtle that we got to observe, and I was trying to decide, I don't really remember where I was going to put these, but these are, so you can see the flaps on these Peekaboo Pockets are on the short side. So that's going to allow me to again use the edge of my page so I don't have to cut anything, which is nice. And I think I want to go ahead and have the picture of my husband taking the photo of the turtle be the one on top. So all we need to decide is where to put it. And I think I was going to just put it right down here, although we could put them right here, and that would be okay too. And this time what I'm going to do is stack them, because I don't have to pull them through a slit that I've cut. I'm not worried about tearing my page protector, which can easily happen, as you saw a minute ago when I was trying to work on that other page. So I'm going to take the adhesive. I took the adhesive off of this one. I'm going to add this on right where the fold is on this other page protector. Okay, so that this will fold over the top and we can open both of them. And then I'm going to take the adhesive off the bottom one, or the top one, off the top one that is now on the bottom. Get off. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. You don't have to worry about it being, whether it's photo safe or not, because I'm actually adhering this right onto one of my pictures. All the adhesive that we use at Creative Memories is safe for your photos, so you can adhere photos on top of photos if you need to, or adhere memorabilia to a photo if you need to. It's not going to bother the ink that is part of the photo. Okay, so I'm going to leave that folded out. I'm going to fold this one out. I'm going to grab my cardstock that we've been using. That extra page protector's trying to help me out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just cover this up, both sides. And then we're going to slide the page protector on over over this. This is probably the easiest one of all of what we've done in this video because the page, or all the Peekaboo Pockets are already outside. They're right on the edge of my pages, so much easier to do it this way. Not always what you want, but definitely much easier to do. Okay, come on now. Why is that not? It's not going over what's on the back side of this. So, bear with me a second here. There. Oh, that's because my cardstock slipped out. So let me get that put back in. It'll make everyone's, mostly mine, life easier. There we go. Okay, now we're going to slide this on. Super easy. Just like that. And then we're going to take the cardstock out. Fold my Peekaboo Pockets back in. Take the cardstock out of this last one. And we're done. All right. So now I'm free to go ahead and put the rest of my Peekaboo, or rest of my page protectors on, and my binding on the edge of my album, and then I can do my flip through video, which will come up in a couple days. Thank you so much for joining me for this. I hope it's been helpful for you, and I hope that you're able to use these tips in your own albums. And let's see. I hope you're joining me for my 12 days of layouts for Christmas. Those are going to be up all through December on my regular posting days, so you'll have inspiration there for your holiday photos. And otherwise, I hope that you have many more creative moments. Thanks so much. Have a great day.